Welcome back to another episode of Fantasy Football Friendly Focus. I am your host who claims he knows the most, but if my advice doesn't help you, you can definitely roast, but I would appreciate a toast if my advice helps. So, how did you guys do last week? I was 1-1 in my leagues, pretty much out of it. In one league, I'm 10th or 11th place, I can't remember, so I pretty much kind of gave up. Stayed alive in one of my other leagues, so seventh place. So I definitely need a lot of things to fall in my place to make the top six. So this is pretty much a lot of people's last week before the playoffs. So definitely gonna pick your roster correctly in order to make that last stretch. So what did we learn last week? Even with Deshaun Jackson out, Broncos still couldn't take advantage of it, and they lost against the Ravens. So for all you Lamar Jackson owners, you guys might be holding your breath, might have to find a backup for a couple weeks. He probably will be out for a while, so primarily most of the playoffs, so fantasy football playoffs. So yeah, good luck with that. So Deshaun Watson struggles in his debut for the Browns against the Texans, but the defense bails him out. So I'm guessing he's going to need a couple more weeks in order to get his feet wet and acclimated to everything. And the 49ers win, but they lose Garoppolo pretty much. So probably maybe for the rest of the season, we're not even sure yet. So so there's two quarterbacks right there that if you have them on your fantasy league, yeah, big blows. So so let's start with the Thursday night game. It's going to be the Las Vegas Raiders against the LA Rams. So the Raiders won pretty good game last week against the Chargers. I'd say start Derek Carr this week. Davante Adams for sure. Moreau is kind of a iffy one for me. I have him in my fantasy league as well, so I'd say start him. I guess he's another week till Waller gets back, so definitely gonna get to targets. He's pretty much the only tight end right there. And Josh Jacobs, yeah, you have to start him for sure. And I know the Raiders defense is pretty enticing to start, but it seems that every time I want to start them, pick them up, they don't do well. So if you guys want to, you can say go ahead, but I don't suggest it. It's every time they look like they have a favorable matchup, they don't do well. So I say stay away from the Raiders defense. So it looks like Baker Mayfield got picked up by the Rams. I don't know if he's going to start, but whoever starts for them, I wouldn't suggest at all. When it comes to wide receivers, Van Jefferson's probably the only guy left. Start make sure on risk, I guess. Higbee probably was going to look at a bunch of the targets. So, yeah, start him if you have a chance. Akers looks like he's gotten the lead roll back. And, yeah, he seems like the safe bet to start this week. And then when it comes to the Rams defense, no Donald. They can't stop anybody. So, yeah, I wouldn't suggest starting them at all. So, next game is going to be the Jets at the Bills. So, Mike White did pretty good last week, keeping the team within reach of winning the game, but it was not enough. He faces a tougher test this week against the Bills. So if you have somebody else better, I would suggest starting him, but I'd say leave him on your bench. When it comes to the receivers, Wilson, Davis, they're probably worth a flyer because they're probably going to be coming from behind. Zonovan Knight looks like the real deal right now, so I'd say start him. I have him for sure. I would start him. Tyler Conklin looks like he's going to probably be the guy to go to when White gets in trouble. So, yeah, so I'd say start him. When it comes to the Jets defense, I'd probably say no. This one, divisional game, be kind of tough. The Bills are really good. When it comes to the Bills, Josh Allen has to start for sure. Stephon Diggs for sure. Knox has kind of been like up and down. I'd say no on him. Singletary kind of proved me wrong last week. He did score a touchdown, but I say if you have him for a flex, yeah, start him for sure. They're at home this week, and I'm not sure on the Bills' defense this week. I guess if you have them, start them because it is at home. They probably will get to White a little bit, so yeah, it's going to be a kind of close game. So yeah, start Bills' defense. So so the Browns at the Bengals is the next game. So Deshaun Watson's tougher test this week. So I wouldn't start him this week until you probably give him a couple games, and it's probably too late by the time, probably in the playoffs already. So I wouldn't start him. I'd start Cooper, Peoples-Jones, Njoku, and Chubb for sure. So that his cast, yes, but not actually Watson himself. Cleveland defense was a good start last week, but I would not start them this week. Looks like Burrow and the Bengals are clicking on all cylinders, so I say start Burrow for sure. He's got Chase back, Higgins, Boyd. I would lean more toward Higgins and Chase because Boyd hasn't really been getting open as much. I think Hayden Hurst is hurt. There you go. That thing again, I don't know anything about the backup tight end, so I wouldn't even start whoever the backup tight end is anyway. And I think Mixon is coming back, so that means P. Ryan's probably going to be back as a complimentary guy. And Cincinnati defense sounds enticing, trying to maybe get to Watson and all that stuff. But I'd say bench him for this week. But it might be a pretty interesting game. So next game is going to be the Texans at the Cowboys. So this one's easy. Don't start anybody on the Texans. So that's pretty easy. So they seem like they're going to go back to Davis Mills after the Kyle Allen experiment kind of exploded in their face. So yeah, it's not going to get any easier going against the Cowboys. So make it easy. Just don't start anyone on the Texans. And for the Cowboys, start everybody. Yep, Dak, Zeke, Pollard, Lamb, Schultz, and Dallas defense. So that's an easy one. So the Vikings at the Lions is the next game. So this game looks like it can probably be a barn burner. I say start Cousins for sure. Jefferson, Cook if you have him, and Hawkinson as well. Vikings defense is okay. No, I wouldn't say start them at all. When it comes to the Lions, I say start Goff, Amon St. Brown, Jamal Williams. He's the one that always gets touchdowns. If you have Swift, he's the one that gets the yards, and then Williams always seems to eat up all the touchdowns and everything. So don't know the tight end for the Lions, and I wouldn't start the Lions defense, of course, because they are pretty horrible. So next is going to be the Eagles at the Giants. For this one, divisional game at the Giants, yeah, Hurts has been on MVP level this year. AJ Smith, Devontae Smith, Miles Sanders for sure. I'm not sure if Dallas Goedert's back, but he's definitely worth a start if you have him. Not sure on the backup, but Philly defense probably will start for sure. It doesn't look like the Giants kind of lost their momentum, and then they haven't been playing as well as of late, so they're definitely worth a start for sure. So they did get to Tannehill and sack him 6 times last week. So when it comes to Daniel Jones, I would say start him. I think Slayton and company of the wide receiver cores. Probably not. Only guy I trust is Saquon, tight end. Like I said, don't know who he is. And Giants defense, wouldn't start him. So next is the Ravens, led by Huntley now as quarterback. So I know he did pretty well in relief of Lamar Jackson last year, but this is a new season, and he's going to be kind of tough start with starting against Pittsburgh. So I would say reserve on starting him because he did bail them out by beating the Broncos, but this week is different. It's a tougher matchup, so I say don't start him for sure. Same with maybe Robinson and Dumervay is because he's got to throw somebody. Same with Mark Andrews. The run game is kind of a mess. I think it's just Gus Edwards and Kenyon Drake, but it's going to be at Pittsburgh, so probably a mid to low scoring game. And even with Kenny Pickett over there, I wouldn't say start Baltimore defense. So when it comes to Pickett himself, yeah, I wouldn't start him. He's just kind of been inconsistent, wishy-washy here and there, so no. When it comes to the receivers, Pickens and Johnson, they haven't done much. Same with Najee Harris, but Najee Harris is probably a start because he's the lead back. Freiermuth, yeah, I would say start him. He's been pretty reliable, and Pittsburgh defense is worth a stream this week. So I think that they'll probably get to Huntley and make him get out of the box, scramble, and then probably force him to do throw some interceptions, make some mistakes. So next game is going to be the Panthers at the Seahawks. So it looks like it's Sam Darnold's job back again. I think he did okay last week. I wouldn't suggest starting him. It's just anyone with the Panthers. DJ Moore is probably the only guy. Maybe Deontay Foreman, tight end, don't know. And when it comes to the defense, no, I wouldn't start them. So this is a game probably you would want to unleash all your Seahawks players. So Geno Smith for sure, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Noah Fant actually scored a touchdown last week, so he's definitely worth consider a stream this week for sure. I'm not sure on the status of Kenneth Walker III, so I think there's like a lot of his backups, DJ Dallas and Travis Homer are out there too. So I don't know, they might do a timeshare with a running back. So, and Seahawks defense is, well, they've kind of been wishy-washy this whole entire season, so they probably worth considering a stream if you don't have anyone better. So the Buccaneers at the 49ers is going to be the next game. So even though that the 49ers lost Jimmy G pretty much for the entire season, I think they're still going to play tough. So it's going to be pretty easy to say bench Tom Brady in this one. It's going to be a good defense. They're going to be at home. So, and then you saw how he struggled last week against the Saints. So I wouldn't say start Tom Brady. When it comes to the receivers, though, Godwin got like 13 targets last week. So I would say start Godwin for sure. Same with Mike Evans. It looks like they're splitting the carries with White and Fournette, and it looks like White's been getting more of the workload. And I think that, let's see, Brait is coming back, I think. And then, so Otton did pretty well, so they're going to be splitting. So it might be kind of tough to pick either one. So I wouldn't say start either one of them because they're probably, you don't know which one's going to score. And then Tampa defense is probably worth a stream this week. They're going to go against a third string quarterback for sure. So forgive me if I don't remember the quarterback for the 49ers. But I wouldn't say start him for sure. Samuel Ayuk probably not going to get many opportunities. Same with Kittle. They're probably going to be running the ball a lot with McCaffrey. And 49ers defense is actually pretty enticing too. But I think in the end, it's going to be Tampa that prevails. So maybe like a mid to low scoring game. So I wouldn't suggest starting 49ers defense. So Dolphins at the Chargers. So this game got flexed to Sunday night. I would say start everybody against the Chargers. Tua, Waddle, Hill. Well, except for Gesicki. He's been kind of treading downward. I wouldn't suggest starting him till you see more progress from him. Wilson and Mostert for sure if you have them. And Miami defense, probably not. This is going to be a pretty high scoring game, I believe. So it's going to go back and forth for sure. When it comes to Herbert, yeah, start him for sure. I'm not sure if Mike Williams is back, but he's definitely worth a start if you have him. Same with Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen scores touchdowns in 2 consecutive games already. Austin Eckler, start him for sure. Same with Gerald Everett, start him for sure. And don't start the Chargers defense. So the Monday night game is going to be the Patriots at the Cardinals. So Mac Jones suffered struggled last week against the Bills, but he did pretty well against the Vikings the week before that on Thanksgiving. I think he's going to have a better opportunity this week because the Cardinals defense is not that good. Definitely start him for sure if you have a chance. He's definitely worth a streamer. When it comes to Myers and Aguilar and Parker, I'm not sure which of those guys you start. The tight ends are pretty interesting. I think that Mac Jones trusts Hunter Henry more than Jonnu Smith, so he's definitely worth a start for sure. Ramondre Stevenson, he's a start for sure. Harris is pretty much done for this season. I don't think if he comes back, he's probably not going to be doing much. And it's on the road, so I wouldn't say start the Patriots defense. They've been pretty good at home, but it's against Kyler Murray. So I would say start Kyler Murray, but yeah, I say start him for sure. D-Hop for sure. I think Marquise Brown is back, but I would trust D-Hop more than I would trust any of the other guys right now. Tight end, I don't know, not sure. James Conner, he's definitely with a start. Flex for sure. And when it comes to the defense for the Cardinals, no, don't start them. So let's get to the kickers. So Tyler Bass, no brainer. Start him against the Jets. Going to score a lot of points for you. Brett Maher against the Texans. They're probably going to be up big, so they're probably just going to be kicking field goals and probably letting the backups in pretty soon. Carlson, the Rams. So they're probably going to be up big too against the Rams because Rams are pretty bad right now. Butker's no brainer. Start him against the Broncos. So Justin Tucker at the Steelers. That's a no-brainer. And McPherson against the Browns. So this game, I think it might go back and forth. So um, also with Jason Myers against the Panthers, Seahawks are at home, so I look for them to score a lot. Cameron Dicker against the Dolphins. So he looks like he's gotten the starting kicker position now with pretty much Dustin Hopkins out for the year and Cade York, the Bengals. So the Browns kicker. So I'm not sure on that one. They're probably going to get into field goal range a lot and have an opportunity to score, but mostly just field goals. Oh, I forgot a game, sorry. There is also I think it's the Chiefs at the Broncos. Let me see here. Oh, sorry, I forgot two games. So Chiefs at the Broncos. So Broncos, yeah, they're a mess. This is the easy one too. Don't start anybody on that side. And the Chiefs pretty much start everybody you have. So when it comes to Mahomes, Kelsey, I'm not sure on the wide receivers, so start at your own risk. It looks like Pacheco is the starter now with McKinnon sprinkled in. And the Chiefs defense is actually worth the stream this week. So my apologies. And then we have the Jaguars at the Titans next. So this one's going to be tough for the Jaguars. Titans' defense is actually pretty good, but I'm expecting a back and forth game kind of with this one. So I say start Trevor Lawrence if you have him. Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones, Travis Etienne for sure, Evan Ingram. But no Jaguars defense. Titans, so Ryan Tannehill for sure. I'm not sure on the wide receivers. It looks like Burks is kind of like emerging as one of the top guys, but yeah, I say start Burks for sure. Henry, that's a no-brainer. And for the tight ends, I think I know one of them. It's Okongwu. So, sorry if I don't know his name, but he looks like he's emerged more than Austin Hooper for now. And the Titans' defense is actually it's pretty enticing. They might get a couple of stops here and there, but I say start them. Yeah, start them for sure. So, let's see, any other games I missed? No, that is it when it comes to all the games. My apologies for missing the other two games. So I want to wish you guys good luck. Hopefully all you guys get into the playoffs. I'm wishing for a lot of luck. So I need some guys to lose, and I need to beat my brother. I think he's the #1 seed, so he's not going to go easy on me. But wish you guys good luck. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for nerding out to nonsense. Fantasy and 2-hour football, all that kind of good stuff. I'll see you guys next week. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, good luck.